This is a unofficial Raw review for my channel. It's unofficial. And the reason I say that is because normally I watch Raw online, but because I don't really get the chance to watch it when it comes on TV, so I watch it online. That's the reason why my reviews are so late. But for some reason, I wasn't able to watch it online, so I had to look up the results of what happened on Google. So I didn't. So I haven't watched Raw. I know the results because I googled the results of what happened, but I didn't get to see the video footage of it. So that's why I say this is unofficial, because normally I watch Raw, the video, I mean, and then I do a review off of what I see. But this week's I only had the results. I didn't get to see what actually happened. I mean, I wrote down what happened, but this review will be different from all my other reviews because I don't know what happened. I know who won and I know who lost, but I didn't get to see the match, so I have to kind of imagine what happened through my mind. I don't know what happened. So, that's why I say this is unofficial until I can see the video footage. I made through another walk. Sorry, I keep blowing my wrist together. I may do another Raw review if I have time during the week once I get to watch the whole show. I like watching Raw to see what happened. I just don't like having to make up in my mind what happened. But it is what it is. So that's why I say this is my unofficial Raw review, because I didn't get to see the video footage, but I do have the results. So I'm gonna try to wing this, and I'm gonna try to pretend like I watch Raw. Um, Basically, the show opens with AJ, and she announces that there'll be a huge main event later on in the night. Sheamus and John Cena versus Punk and Del Rio. That's the huge main event for the night. They also, throughout the show, they showed video of Jerry Lawler arriving home in Memphis, Tennessee. Um, he's doing fine, talking, no brain damage. He seems to be in good health, but I don't know if he probably isn't in good enough health to return. He'll probably still be monitored by doctors. Um, and he will do an interview next week on Raw. So maybe this is time for Jerry Lawler to have some time off, because I can't think of a Raw when Jerry Lawler wasn't ever on there. He's been on every Raw that I know of. So maybe it's time he gets a break. But he will do an interview next week on Raw. A replacement, we had JBL and Jim Ross. It's nice to see Jim Ross back. He comes to WWE Raw every now and then, but it's nice. It was nice. Well, I can't say it's nice to see him because I didn't get to watch Raw, but I'm picturing it in my mind what happened, because I had to Google the results. But it is always nice to see Jim Ross on Raw and JBL. JBL has been in WWE for what, 12, 11, 10. When was the last time we saw JBL was like in 07, maybe. He could have came back before after that. I don't know. I don't really remember. But they starting off the first official match of the night was Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio versus Primo Epico. Normally I say how long the match is, and I don't know. I don't know what happened. I just had the results. I just wrote down who won. I just wrote down the matches and who won. So I had no idea. I can picture this in my mind. Sin Cara Rey Mysterio, you know that's high flying, so I can just imagine that. Primo Epico, that had to be a good match, really, because they're all. I don't want to say they're all Mexican, but they're all. Um, I don't know, of Latino descent, I guess. High flying, so that had to have been a good match. Not being stereotypical and saying that all Mexicans are good wrestlers, but they are high flyers, so that had to have been a good match, a good tag team match. And it's good to see Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio tag team together. They could be the next tag team champions. They could. But I just want to see them one on one. Maybe that'd be a WrestleMania match. But Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio won the match. That's all I can give you because I haven't seen the match yet, but they won. And then Eve won the new Divas. She won the Divas Championship from Layla, which proved my not wait Night of Champions prediction wrong because I thought Layla was going to retain the title, but actually Eve won, so she's getting a push from WWE, and she went against Beth Phoenix and she won. So I haven't seen the match like I said before, but that match should probably so like I can't imagine it being a long match, probably like 2 or 3 minutes. Just guessing. I don't know. I'm trying to picture everything in my mind. Then we have Brodus Clay versus Heath Slater. Brodus Clay hasn't been in action really in a long time, really a couple weeks. You see him appear. Excuse me, I got to work that off. But he's been bring that back. Let me bring. Okay, he's been appearing on shows like backstage. He's been doing backstage talk segments, but good to see him in action versus Heath Slater. I don't like Brodus Clay as much. I used to really like Brodus Clay, but after he stopped wrestling, you don't really see him as much. But Brodus Clay is still a good wrestler. Heath Slater. I don't know why they still have Heath Slater. There are just some guys that just aren't going to make it. There are just some guys that just need a push. The guys who need a push from WWE are Alex Riley, Tyson Kidd, Zack Ryder, Justin Gabriel, and Heath Slater, and Jinder Mahal. And Kurt Hawkins, does he still wrestle? Yeah. Those guys need a push. They just been, what have they been doing for like the past 2 years, really? But Brodus Clay won against Heath Slater. Then The Miz has his new talk show. It debuted on Raw. His special guest was Booker T, the general manager of SmackDown. I must say Booker T has been doing really good on SmackDown. I must say that. Oh, The Miz has a new talk show. Kind of like Edge had the Cutting Edge. Um, who else had a talk show? Jericho has the highlight reel, and Christian has the what's the name of Christian's show? The Peep Show. So there have been 3 talk shows on WWE. This is the fourth. I have no idea what it's called. I didn't watch it. Oh, excuse me for yawning. It's 12:30 a.m. And Ryback comes out and he destroys the ring, and The Miz runs away. So my guess is that the Ryback and The Miz are going to have a rivalry coming up, which should be good. The Miz is an awesome wrestler. You may not like him, but he's a good wrestler. I didn't really like The Miz, but I'm starting to like him now. Now that he's the Intercontinental Champion, I'm starting to like him a little more, you know? Now the Ryback's been facing little guys the past week, like Jinder Mahal. Ryback hasn't really faced any opponents like John Cena, Sheamus, CM Punk, Randy Orton. So now Ryback versus The Miz. This should be good. Ryback versus a real opponent. People call him the next Goldberg. I highly doubt that. But we shall see. He could prove me wrong. Then we have Dolph Ziggler versus Santina Marella. Santino Marella. Excuse me. I wonder when Ziggler's gonna cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase. Versus Santino Marella. Santino Marella has just been going down really. Ever since he lost the United States Championship to Antonio Cesaro, he's been going down. I wouldn't say his wrestling. He still wrestles the same way as if he was the United States champion, but WWE they aren't using him correctly. He's been losing matches, and he lost this match to Dolph Ziggler. The way after he won the title, they just like swept him under the rug. Like I used to be happy to see Santino Marella. He deserves to be United States champion again. He does. But they just aren't using him correctly. Maybe that's why their rates are going down because they don't use superstars correctly. But Ziggler won the match. Oh gee, I can't stop yawning. I'm so tired. Really, I need some coffee. Then we have Wade Barrett versus Justin Gabriels. Wade Barrett returned 2 weeks ago, so this is his first time in the ring since he returned 2 weeks ago. I don't like Wade Barrett before, and I don't like him now. Haven't ever liked Wade Barrett. Have no idea why he returned. He should have stayed home. That's my opinion. That sounds mean, but I just don't like Wade Barrett. I say bring back John Morrison. I say that on my reviews. Bring back John Morrison. Or what happened to Evan Bourne? I just remembered that. Evan Bourne. What happened to him? Bring back Mark Henry. Bring back the Boogeyman. Bring back what was that guy's name who used to dance with Brian Kendrick. Bring back Brian Kendrick. There are a lot of people that could come back. It was Brett versus Justin Gabriels. It's nice that Justin Gabriels is on Raw. Because normally he's on Superstar, so he gets to get that exposure being on Raw that he doesn't get on being on Superstars. Because Raw is a live show, and it gets more views than Superstars. Um, Let me see. Then we have tag team action. We have Kane and Daniel Bryan versus Kofi R-Truth and Little Jimmy. It's good that Kane Bryan are the new tag team champions. I saw that coming. I predicted it on my Night of Champions predictions video. Um, sorry about that. Let's see how long this lasts. Them being tag team champions. Um, I didn't get to watch Raw, but I know there had to be some difficulties in that match because they don't get along. The therapy hasn't been working. That's the match I want to see. But hopefully, I get to watch Raw, and I may do another review if I have the time to do it this week because I hardly have enough time to do the reviews as it is. So I don't know. I'm just trying to imagine. I haven't seen the match, but I just know Ken and Bryan don't get along, so I can just picture that in my mind. And Kofi and R-Truth, they've been tag team champions for like a couple months, so maybe they will split up and start having a rivalry. Maybe it'd be Kofi versus R-Truth going against each other. Maybe that could happen. A heel change, as people call it. Or maybe they would get the belts back. It would be nice to see 619 and Sin Cara had the belts. Primetime doesn't deserve it. Primo Epico don't deserve it either. So we shall see. But the tag team division should be fun now, since Kane and Dan Bryan are the tag team champions. In my opinion, this is what WWE should do. This is my opinion. This is if I was the CEO or the COO or the CFO or whatever of WWE. This is how we'll get ratings back up. I'm half tired, but I still know what I'm talking about. The WWE Championship belts bounces between John Cena and CM Punk. They've been the only ones who's had the belts for the longest time. It's CM Punk, then John Cena, CM Punk and John Cena. They are the big guys. Just like on SmackDown, Randy Orton and Sheamus, they are the big guys. On Raw is John Cena and CM Punk. They are the big guys. Instead of them having a belt, switch it. Give the little guys like Kofi and R-Truth. And who else is on Raw? Sin Cara. Switch all the people who normally fight for the tag team champions. Give them the WWE Championship. And give the big guys like John Cena and CM Punk the tag team championship. So we get new people. Wouldn't it be nice to see Kofi Kingston as the WWE champion, or R-Truth, or Sin Cara, or Rey Mysterio? Wouldn't it be nice to see John Cena and CM Punk the tag team champions? I just switched the roles because they had the belt for a long time. That's what I said. They need to switch it because it's the same people. John Cena's had the belt like 10 times already. I mean, come on, really. Kofi Kingston hasn't even had the belt one time. Give people a break. Give them a chance. They need to switch it. And this PG era sucks. I've been saying that for a long time. It sucks. It really does. I did a video on a couple. Wow, I'm so tired. But let me see. I did it during the summer. It had to be during June or July. I did. WWE was having rating problems, along with TNA. They're also having rating problems. I did a video about it, so my channel. You may have to scroll back some, but it's on there. Get rid of this PG era. The reason is because this is wrestling. You must understand that you can't make wrestling PG because it's violent. So if parents choose to allow their kids to watch wrestling, they must do that at their own risk. Because when you watch wrestling, it's supposed to be not necessarily busting people's heads open, but you just can't make wrestling PG. And try to make it PG, it's been sucky. It really sucks. From 2009, after 2009, the middle of, I want to say, let me see. 2009, after 2009, wrestling really went downhill. That's because it turned PG. 2009 and before, wrestling was good. Also, right before wrestling turned PG, Jeff Hardy left, Batista left. We had a lot of good people leave. This PG era sucks. You must understand that. This is wrestling. So, it's full of violence and it's just... Like I said, parents want their kids to watch wrestling, then okay. Why we shouldn't make it PG just because a lot of kids are watching it. They know what it is. It's wrestling. So you may see a guy start bleeding. You may see a guy get hit with a chair, but that's wrestling. So you must understand that this isn't Sesame Street. This isn't SpongeBob. You don't see UFC being PG. You don't see MMA being PG. You don't see boxing being PG. You know, the PG era just sucks. It really does. But I could talk about that all day long, but but Kane and Dan Bryan, they won the match. This is my longest review I've done in a while. Which is funny because when I do watch I haven't watched the video of Raw and I don't think I got is this right here of what happened. I haven't seen a video of it. I keep saying that, but this is my longest video. Then when I do actually see the video, my videos are short. But when I don't see the video is longer. I guess because I have to imagine what's going on in my mind. Plus, I keep babbling about random stuff. But they won via submission, so I don't see the match. But Kane doesn't do submission, so Dave Bryan does submission. So I'm guessing that Dave Bryan did the submission move. So they won via submission. It's 20 minutes. Wow. I really need to see that Raw video. I have to watch it because these Google results, they tell you who won, but it doesn't give you detail of what happened. Like this happened, you know. Okay, RKO versus Randy Orton. I mean, I said RKO versus Randy Orton. Randy Orton RKO versus Tenzai. They had a match on SmackDown. That match was awesome. So I can only imagine this rematch would be good. Randy Orton versus Lord Tensai. Lord Tensai sucks. He should be relieved of his contract. Fire him immediately. He just sucks. Randy Orton is awesome. He's the face of the WWE. Not John Cena, not CM Punk. Not Sheamus, it's Randy Orton. Randy Orton is awesome, and I don't know what happened, but the match probably was about 10 or 15 minutes. Just guessing. And he probably won with RKO. Just guessing. I haven't seen the match, but I'm guessing that, and I know it was a good match. I'm guessing it was a good match because that match with SmackDown was awesome. So I know this match had to be good. Randy Orton versus Tenzai. Tenzai is just Randy Orton versus Tenzai. You know that was a good match. That's the match I want to see. I need to see the video of that. Maybe had Damian Sandow versus Zack Ryder. It's good to see Zack Ryder on Raw because normally he's on Superstars. It's good to see him on Raw. It's good to see Justin Gabriel's on Raw too. Damian Sandow versus Ryder. He's another guy I don't like. Uh, and it's not because of his character that he plays. It's because he doesn't have a wrestling style really. He just I don't know, he's just aggressive. But there's nothing to it. His aggressiveness. He's just aggressive. That's all. Like maybe he's doing a wrong. Maybe he should be a football player. He's just aggressive, but there's no style to it. He's just an aggressive guy in pink. I don't like Damien Sandow. He's like a fake Chris Masters to me, really. But he won the match. And then we had the main event of the night, Sheamus and John Cena versus CM Punk and Del Rio. Which I'm guessing had to be a 10 to 15 minute match. I've been watching Raw long enough to know that the main events are normally long. And CM Punk has been hanging with Paul Heyman lately. I have no idea what that's about. Will Brock Lesnar return? Who knows? Who knows? But Sheamus and Cena were able to pull off the win. And it was a controversial win because Punk had his foot on the ropes, but the referee didn't see it. So I guarantee next week there's going to be some squabbling about that. But also, Night of Champions was also controversial. I slam my words like I'm drunk or something. Night of Champions was also controversial. So, between CM Punk and John Cena. So next week's Raw should be really interesting. Hopefully, I get to watch that. You know, or hopefully I get to watch this week's Raw too. But Sheamus and Cena won. Even though Punk had his foot in the ropes. So I didn't, like I said, I didn't get to see Raw, but I'm just picturing everything that happened in my mind, and to me, it's like a good Raw. So I give it a 9.5 out of 10. I don't know what happened, but just guessing, it seems like a 9.5 out of 10 to me. You know. So that's my Raw review. This is an unofficial Raw review. This isn't like any other of my Raw reviews because I actually get to see what happened. This one I didn't get to see what happened. I just had the results. So hopefully you understand. Hopefully I can give you another Raw review. Sorry for the yawning, but I'm tired. It's almost 1 o'clock and I still have to do another video after this. So hold up. Just looking at all my other videos again. Okay. Okay. I keep saying okay, but this is how you know I'm tired. My schedule for the week. Today's Wednesday. Gets past 12 o'clock. Dang, I should have uploaded this yesterday. Today's Wednesday. Today's my free day. I don't do anything on Wednesdays because nothing wrestling comes on. Tomorrow's Thursday. I'm gonna do Superstars tomorrow. Friday, I'm doing TNA SmackDown. Sunday, I'm doing Raw predictions. And Tuesday, I'm doing Raw review. So if you like this video, you can like it. If you dislike it, you can dislike it. Leave your comments. If it requires your response, you will get one within 24 hours. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check out my channel. So sorry for the long video.